Hello and welcome to this East Mesa School of Guitar or Young at Heart Guitar online course curriculum. In this particular class, we are going to be delving into the wonderful world of Travis picking. If you happen to be into James Taylor, any of the folk artists from the 60s and 70s, Chet Atkins, Tommy Emmanuel, Lindsey Buckingham, they're all kind of coming from the same camp and kind of using the same techniques in that they're using alternate bass lines that keep time, and then they're playing some kind of interspersed either chordal notes or melodies in between those. As we step into this kind of first phase of Travis picking, we are going to start with Mr. Lindsey Buckingham. This is a write-up for Landslide. If you want a good example of Lindsey Buckingham's technique, this is the perfect song, but it also sets us up with exactly the right amount of technique so that we can start kind of doing the things that eventually will morph into Dust in the Wind or Chet Atkins type playing. We're going to be going through, you should have a PDF that looks like this. If not, let us know, let me know, and we will get it to you as soon as possible. Maybe in a link down below the video. It might have been provided via email. If you don't have it, let us know, we'll get it for you. As we are looking through this, if you've already played with the fingerstyle technique, I think these markings up at the top will make sense. But basically the P is the thumb, and it's the Italian word for thumb. So basically we're going to be doing an alternating bass line between the A and the D string. Kind of have that kind of a country boom, boom, boom type vibe to it. That's kind of what we're doing to get warmed up with this technique. Once I switch cameras, we'll kind of look at the hand positioning. And then we are going to be adding in the I, which is the index finger, and the M, which is the middle finger. And so we're going to be alternating the thumb with the index, thumb with the middle, and that's kind of the pattern that we're going through. This particular pattern, and I'm going to say in this class, probably A and B will get you going in a positive direction. We'll work on D through H as we move on in training here. But the one thing that you want to do is you want to make this your new favorite cuss word. When you're watching TV, when you're reading the mail, having your coffee, you want to kind of have these things happening as a warm-up, and then obviously kind of have that going. You want to be able to talk while you're playing those. So again, have this open and have it as a reference. Let me move it over here so I can actually reference it. And I'm going to change the camera here. There we go. Okay. Now we don't need to really worry about what this hand is doing. What we want to focus on is kind of what the plucking hand is doing. If you'll notice, kind of doing a hitchhiking type vibe, and then my fingers are kind of curled under to do what they need to do. Typically, you're going to be moving your hand from the knuckle versus doing a lot of this stuff, even though your fingers will move, but you want to have your thumb pointed out towards the headstock. You don't want your thumb running into your fingers. So if we're looking at exercise A, thumb only, we're just going between the A and the D string, and I know this seems kind of silly, but just getting used to this hitchhiker placement is going to help. And I'm actually adding a little bit of palm mute on the back. I'm just doing a karate chop versus, which that's cool, but it gets annoying after a while. And more often than not, when we're playing some of these Travis picking patterns, we are going to be muting those low strings anyways to kind of add a bass thump to what we're doing. So exercise A is just kind of a quarter note pulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of get that going. And then you want to get an eighth note pulse, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And if you want to alternate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and just kind of keeping the rest of the fingers relaxed. Now, as we go down to section B here, we're adding in the index and middle finger. And this is where the brain might fight back a little bit, but if you've been working on finger picking at all, this should come pretty easily. It's going to be thumb on the A string. And again, I'm making sure that my thumb is not running into my fingers. Thumb on the A string, index on the G, thumb on the D string, and then middle on the B. And we're just going to alternate those. You notice I'm still kind of muting out those A and D string notes. That's a little too much ringing out, so I just add a little bit of the mute there. There it is. And if I'm counting it out as it's labeled, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, and that's where I'm going to stop this video. Key things: you want to keep your hitchhiker thumb out, keep everything relaxed, and I'm going to say you definitely, whether you're playing acoustic or electric, you want to have some kind of anchor on the guitar. I'm muting out the low strings, but I'm kind of keeping it open on the G and B string, and just get really good at playing through these to where you don't have to think about it. All right, have fun with that. Let me know if you have any questions, and yeah, go forth and rock and roll.